Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, and pin your ears back for this one. This story has been brewing for about 2 years now. It was around 2 years ago that I started reporting about Jordan Linden. Jordan Linden is a terrible human being, absolute scum. He was a former SNP rising star. He was one of those that the SNP were pushing. Oh, look at this, young and vital and eager and energetic. Yes, slightly too eager, slightly too energetic, and slightly too into very young people. That's the problem. He's standing trial. He's facing 25 charges, including sexually assaulting a 15-year-old, sending indecent images to a 14-year-old, and other indescribably bad things as well that are bound to come out in full during the trial. Jordan Linden was touted as a potential MP, MSP, etc. He was photographed with Nippy. She has now tried to distance herself, but there's many pictures around of him and her. He was, for a while, the leader of North Lanarkshire Council. Well, that's for 2 months anyway, until it all came out, all this sexual misconduct, allegedly. And they were reported against him. It was in the Sunday Mail. He later quit as a councillor for Bell End, and left the SNP. Left is quite a polite way of saying was thrown out of the SNP. It led to an election where the SNP lost to Scottish Labour. Now, he appears at Dundee Sheriff Court today, pled guilty, I believe it was today. He pled not guilty to this whole string of charges, which is probably not the best look. He's now going to have the whole trial and everything will come out. These are alleged to have taken place across Scotland over an entire 13-year period. This isn't a temporary, loss of head or something. This was long term. His trial is now set formally. This was just the charging hearing. The trial is set formally for March the 16th next year. I shall definitely be following this one. I followed the initial thing about this, so might as well see it out to the very bitter end. He's accused of carrying out 6 sexual assaults on 5 people, including those 2 teenagers. The now 30-year-old is accused of sexually assaulting 3 other men, aged 18, 19 and 21, between 2011 and 2019, including at the North Lanarkshire Council headquarters, as well as locations in Bellshill and Airdrie, Glasgow, Edinburgh and Dundee. He's around, isn't he? He gets around. He puts himself about a bit. He's alleged to have stroked a man's thighs, hips and abdomen, performed sex acts on him while he was asleep at a property in Bellshill in 2018. He's alleged to have sexually assaulted the same man 3 weeks later at an address in Glasgow. The charge sheet includes allegations that he carried out 2 sexual assaults on the same day in Dundee on the 21st of September 2019. Linden is accused of sending sexually explicit images of 6 people between 2011 and 2019 and for causing fear and alarm to 10 men. One of the charges involves a 14-year-old boy who he allegedly caused fear and alarm by repeatedly sending him sexual messages and images, making sexual advances towards him and repeatedly phoning him between January and October 2015. It's the SNP, isn't it? Like I said, we all know what the P stands for. He allegedly acted in a threatening and abusive manner towards the boy in October 15 by forcing him into the corner of a hotel room in Renfrewshire. Linden is alleged to have behaved in a threatening and abusive manner towards 2 other young men. He is a predator. He is a nasty, child sex, horrible predator, and allegedly, in my opinion. And I hope this case reveals everything about him and about the SNP who helped, at the time, to cover it up. Who hid files, who knew, they knew, we need these names to come out, and we need the SNP to be shown for what they are. Because I remember at the time covering all this and how the SNP knew all the way up, as high as Sturgeon, as high as probably Swinney. You know, they were there. Peter Murrell, definitely. He helped cover this up, allegedly. There is so much shenanigans over this and so much cover-up. It needs to be exposed, and that's why I'm glad he's gone not guilty, because the whole truth should come out in court. Prosecutors intend to lead evidence at the trial of 2 further alleged assaults and incidents, etc., that happened abroad, including sexual assault against an 18-year-old man at a youth hostel in Barcelona while he was asleep, and a second incident at a hotel in Venice. Linden only spoke to confirm his name, with KC Kevin Jarvis acting for him and saying there were 11 witnesses still to be pre-cognosed before trial, and some charges relating to explicit images need to be reviewed, and they're holding for more possible. The prosecution are saying that there may be more charges to follow, depending on what happens through the trial. I think the prosecution also needs to be asking the questions about who helped cover this up. We need this to come out, and no wonder Swinney is so against any kind of investigation into grooming gangs, because it'll be things like this that get thrown up time and time again. The SNP are not nice people. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks very much. Take care. Goodbye.